As we see ourselves as a flower that is yet to bloom, are there other flowers there with us in this garden? Imagining a fully blossomed flower, a fully bloomed heart. What does it feel like? What does it feel like to have our hearts bloom to Islam and to Allah? What does it feel like to be Muslim? Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalam. What does Islam mean to you?
Sometimes it's hard to understand what you're meant to do in life. And when you get it, it's also sometimes difficult to accept, oh, this is actually what I'm supposed to do in life. But I think that is part of Islam, is the submission and to accept that that is what you're supposed to be doing in life. Because each of us has a different role to play.
It's like a breath of fresh air, because from what I find interesting from other religions in Islam, it's like so optimistic about a lot of things. Like Islam just comes there and says, hey, by the way, if you actually have sabr, you can get this and you can get that, and Allah is always with you. And even death itself, right? Death, for a lot of people, it can make them really anxious, but for people that actually understand Islam, instead of thinking of death as the ending of everything, they think of it as the beginning of everything. And I find that really comforting, and I find that really beautiful.
What do you love about being Muslim? Like that one thing that you love so dearly about Islam?
It's very structured.
Yeah.
It's not only about the praying 5 times a day, but how to treat other people, how to treat your parents, how to treat your siblings, how to treat your family. Families are very important in Islam. So I think if this concept were to be copy-pasted to families nowadays, we would have fewer issues.
First of all, the comfort. And those moments, those sweet moments where you can really taste the sweetness of Iman, or, like thinking deeply even though you're just by yourself. That I found the most comforting and found the most beautiful about being close to the religion.
How has Islam made an impact to your life? How has it been significant to your life?
When I became Muslim, there are ups and downs beyond your comfort zone that you need to trust. I didn't really make the decision, I didn't expect life to be so hard or life to be so challenging, but you need to trust the process that at the end, you're going to turn out to be better, maybe turn out to be more inspiring for other people. Sometimes you don't expect where you get the challenges from. The challenges could be your own family members, that challenges beyond what you think you're capable of facing. But if you're able to draw back on your faith and your strength and your patience, you will be able to go through it, hopefully.
Back then in 2020, when I was a very different person from where I am now, I may or may not have suffered from depression. And, there has been a period of time in my life where every little thing that happened to me, it just made me really sad and depressed, even though it's just very little things. And those kind of things, it can really get to your head, and I can get so immersed in the dunya and what's going on right now. But when I actually start learning more about Islam and actually getting closer to it, I started to learn to kind of back away and be more rational in my decisions, and know that I'm not going to be here for long. I'm only going to be here for temporary, and the real life is actually in the hereafter. And with that, I don't find things in my life that is negative super inducing to me.
And the golden question, who is Allah to you?
I have to keep on reminding myself that Allah is not actually human, that Allah is this other being that's different from what the people that I know right now in the dunya. Because, I feel like I owe a lot to Allah. And, for humans, every time we did something wrong with them, we did a mistake, it's hard for them to forgive us. And even though they did forgive us, we have this grudge feeling towards them. But it's different with Allah, because when we do make a mistake and we do ask for His forgiveness, it's like he's already accepted it. We already have that confirmation, and we already know that he's this other entity, this that just is so merciful, so kind, and doesn't matter how many mistakes I've done, doesn't matter how many times I've ignored him, or forgot about him, or distanced myself away from him. There's always this connection with me and him, and it's beautiful that way, and that's why I feel like I owe him a lot, even though I know that I can't.
But how did they reach this point? How were they able to find a connection with Allah and have strength to combat hardships, to be able to surrender to Allah and open their hearts into the folds of Islam, to experience the true beauty of Islam and to fully discover who Allah truly is? Stay tuned as we unveil essential elements to bloom our hearts, as we unfold Islam's relevance to the worldly life and clarify misconceptions, and see the fruits of the journey towards Allah, and unlock the ability to not just be Muslim by name, but also a believer by heart.